If you have been losing money on PrizePicks, this video will show you exactly why and how you can fix it going into NFL Saturday. We got 2 games coming up, and I'm going to build out a 6-man here live on camera, show you guys exactly why you are not building profitable plays and how you can fix that with some super simple changes. Now, in this video, we're going to go over the correct plays to take for this game. We're going to go through exactly what worked for us on Christmas Day when we hit a 37x using this exact strategy. I'm going to break it down on the whiteboard, show you exactly what we're talking about, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about the last insane week we've had and how you can get a free week of VIP by just taking these exact plays. Now, the game we're going to be focusing on is Texans at Chargers. One great thing about this game is that both teams care a ton going into this game. A lot of times, towards the back half of the season, there are going to be games that some teams simply don't care about. And this Texans-Chargers game is anything but. Both these teams are likely making the playoffs, and they need to fight for a spot. So let's go ahead and talk about it, and let's get into the correlation versus no correlation strategies. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what most bettors on PrizePicks do. It is this strategy right here, which is no correlation between your legs, and then you build out a 6-man, and this is kind of what it looks like, right? You go on PrizePicks, you click this popular tab, and a lot of people will click this stat sheet and go, oh, he's hitting 3 straight games. We'll take him on the over. Oh, this is a nice little goblin play. That looks good. 22,000 people want that, so it must be good. We'll take him on the over. Derrick Henry's been good this season. We'll take him on the over. Let's check out Trevor Lawrence. Oh, he's hitting 2 straight. He looks pretty good. We'll take him on the over. This is simply what most players do on PrizePicks. Oh, CJ Stroud's been inconsistent. We'll take him on the under. Oh, I don't really like Jalen Hurts that much. I'm taking him on the under. That is exactly what most bettors on PrizePicks do when they're building on a 6-man. So first up, you watching this video and learning exactly how to change, exactly how to make a profitable play, you are already doing one thing right. This, as a power play, is paying 25x. Here, let me go ahead and take this out and just add in a different play. I know JSN's been cooking. Or, here we go. I'll just show you. Example, what a regular 6-man pays out is 37.5x. And the problem here is all 6 of these are from different games, from random games across the NFL slate. This is a perfect example of no correlation, where you have 6 legs and none of them are correlated together, right? Sam Darnold versus Jalen Hurts playing in hundreds of miles away. There's no correlation there, so it is a 50% shot for each of them. So 50% here, 50%, 50%, 50%, 50, 50, 50, right? And if you go ahead and take 50 to the 6th power, you are going to get a ridiculously small number. I'll show you guys right here on the calculator tool, or here. You're going to take a 50% shot, right? So a 0.5, and you're going to times that by another 0.5, by another one, by another one, by another, right? So this is a 3-leg bet. This is a 4-leg bet. This is a 5-leg bet. This is a 6-leg bet when you have 0 correlation. There's a reason why I'm doing this, right? So this is going out to be 0.015625, right? So we're going to take 1 and put it over what we just got as our answer. And that is the correct multiplier that you should be getting paid if you were going to make an even amount back, right? So if you were going to bet with all of these being 50-50 shots, right, you should be getting paid 64x for a 6-man, and then and only then will you break even on your plays. So in short, you're going to lose a crap ton of money by doing the non-correlation system because they're not paying you 64x, right? PrizePicks is only paying you 37.5, so we got to work with that, and we got to use correlation to our advantage so that these legs are not uncorrelated. Instead, these legs are all correlated under one game script, and that is absolutely broken. I'll show you guys exactly how to do this by using an example of a game that just happened on Christmas Day. It was this Minnesota versus Detroit game, and in this one, we took the unders for the Vikings, right? Brosmer on the under, Jones on the under, Jefferson on the under. And then that's on the offensive side. We took Minnesota unders. And then on the defensive side, we took Minnesota overs. Gitko over, Allen over, and then we took Detroit under. So what does this mean? We know when the Minnesota offense is on the field, the Detroit defense is going to be on the field, right? This is super simple. Think about, right? You got the Minnesota offense, right? And then you got the Detroit defense. These guys are going to be on the field at the exact same time, right? So for both of these, where did they just go? What the heck? Okay, I just got them back. Minnesota's offense, Detroit's defense. These guys are going to be on the field at the same time. So when it comes to time of possession, these guys, we want to correlate them with the overs and the unders. So in this case, we took Minnesota's offense on the unders. We're going to combine that with Detroit's defense on the unders. Now, you know where this is going. When the Detroit offense is on the field, when the Detroit offense is on the field, the Minnesota defense is going to be on the field as well. So what are we going to do here? We're going to correlate them with the overs, because when these guys are controlling the time of possession, when Detroit has a ton of offensive pressure, Minnesota's defense is going to get a ton of, time of play. I'll show you guys exactly what happened here. This is pretty much what happened, right? Detroit controlled this game in terms of the yards. Passing yards, 163. Minnesota only got 161 total yards and 3 passing yards, right? So Minnesota was absolutely destroyed when it came to the yards, and you could see their quarterback, 50 yards. Their running back, 50 yards. Their wide receivers, 30 yards, 10 yards. They got absolutely cooked on the offense, and fair play to them. They didn't need to, right? They didn't really care because they were winning, because their defense was absolutely insane this game, forcing 6 turnovers. But the point is, we are betting a correlated game system, right? You got to know exactly what that means. We are not betting on 6 different things all happening in 6 different cities in the NFL, sometimes even on different days that are zero correlation with each other. We are betting on correlated things, and I'll show you guys this. Even if it might look a little stupid right now, this is exactly how you make money on PrizePicks, because boom, we cashed it out for 37x. We took Brosmer, we took Jones, we took Jefferson, then we took Ginkle, Harper, Allen. Now, what are we doing here? We're taking the Minnesota offense on the under, the Detroit offense on the under, right? Because we thought Minnesota was not going to have the ball. They're going to go under. Okay, Detroit's not going to have Detroit defense not going to be on the floor, not going to be on the field if Minnesota's offense is not on the field. Under. Now, if Minnesota's offense is not on the field, what's going to happen? Detroit's offense will be on the field. So that means Minnesota's defense will also be on the field. So we're using 1, 2, 3, 4. In this case, we didn't actually leverage this one, right? We didn't take any members of the Detroit offense. But these 3 together are all combined. If Minnesota does not have offensive pressure, Detroit's not going to have defensive pressure. If Detroit does not have defensive pressure, they're going to have offensive pressure, which means Minnesota will also have defensive pressure. Now, this is not a guaranteed system. This is not going to work every single time. And there are several reasons for that. Sometimes players just don't hit their lines, right? Sometimes Pazzer Chan, for some reason, went over on tackles and assists, even though the Chiefs got absolutely destroyed on the offensive end. Now, this is what's going to happen when you're getting a 37x return on investment. It's not going to hit every single time because there's a lot of moving parts. But the point is, these are all correlated together, right? Here, the quarterback, the wide receiver, the tight end, these are correlated together. In this case, what do? We took the cornerbacks from the opposing team. If we took these guys on the under, we took these guys on the under too. That's, I don't know if you can see that, but that's Surtain on the under, Moss on the under. Now, this is an extra play that we had to add in. Sometimes you need to do that. That just goes to deeper research on PrizePicks in order to receive the full payout for your play. This is another example of this absolutely cashing for us. This time we took the opposite side. We know Cincinnati's got a great offense. We know Miami's got a bad defense. So what did we go ahead and do? We took Cincinnati's offense on the over, right? I'll just do this one more time so you guys can see. Cincinnati and Miami, right? So we took Cincinnati's offense on the over, and then we took Miami's defense on the under, right? In this case, we didn't actually take Miami's defense at all because we know there's 4 moving parts to this. If Cincinnati has a ton of offense, Cincinnati is not going to have a ton of defense because if Cincinnati's controlling the time of possession, if they have the offense, they're not going to have the defense. If if Cincinnati's controlling the time of possession, Miami's offense not going to be controlling the time of possession, right? And I'll show you this. This game actually happened. NFL Bengals. I'll show you exactly what this game was literally just last week. We can go to team stats. We can go to time of possession. Here it is. They got 28 minutes. I don't even know how they got 28 minutes. Must have been garbage time minutes. 31 minutes, right? And in this game, you can look at the yards. Cincinnati was very controlling right here, right? And they controlled the score as well. They got a ton more points on. And this is what I'm saying. When Cincinnati has a bunch of offensive pressure, well, this arrow is in the wrong way. When Cincinnati has a bunch of offensive pressure, this is on me. I don't mean to confuse you guys with this. I know this could be a lot if you're used to just not this system, but this is what you got to learn if you want to make money on PrizePicks, right? Cincinnati have a lot of offense. Miami have a lot of defense. Cincinnati's going to have a lot of offense, which means Cincinnati's defensive end and Miami's offensive end. So both of these parts, Miami's not going to have much offense. Cincinnati's not going to have much defense. So we can leverage these 3 components into making this, right? We're taking Cincinnati offense over, offense over, offense over, Miami offense under, and then Cincinnati defense under, Cincinnati defense under. This went 6 for 6, right? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes it could go this way, right? Where you think Arizona is just going to have a great game, right? Just absolutely control the offensive end. And because they're going to control the offense, they're not going to get much defense, right? Because they're not going to, because they're going to control the offense. Oh, well, the Saints should probably go over on their, or not the Saints, the Falcons should probably go over on their projections, right? This went 0 out of 6. So what did this mean? The exact opposite of the game script happened, but this is still super correlated. A 0 out of 6 and a 6 out of 6 are equally as correlated. The game just went the opposite way that you predicted, right? And we still do this in 3 minutes. This is the video I just gave out for Friday. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to get hooked right here on this 23.5. It's actually at just 23, which unfortunate, but this is still correlation, right? We're taking the quarterback on the over and we're taking the receiver on the over. Now, correlation is the way you make money on PrizePicks. It is so clear that PrizePicks does not want you to do this. PrizePicks does not want you to think and make money. PrizePicks wants you to do this. And a lot of people will do this because it's simply less effort, right? If you don't want to think, go ahead, waste your money. Take the non-correlated play. We just calculated it live on camera. PrizePicks is paying you a 37x for this play, and the fair value, if you really want to break even, is around 64x, right? That is a huge difference right there. This is what you are betting for, and this is all that they're giving you, right? You are not going to make money when you need a 64x return on investment, and they're only giving you a 37x if you even hit a play, right? That is ridiculous. This is the way you make money on PrizePicks. And now, if you have watched 11 minutes into this video, I'm going to go ahead. Honestly, I feel like I've given you the tools that you can go ahead and build a slip on your own, but let's go ahead and do it together. We're going to go to tackles plus assists, and we're going to see what we're working with for this game, right? Now, picking the side, you got to use your football knowledge. You can honestly hedge both, but I like picking the side right here. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and favor the unders, right? Why am I going to favor the unders? I think Houston's going to control time of possession in this game, and I like Houston's passing defense so much that I think Justin Herbert is not going to get going, right? That is the game script that we're building this 6-man off of. Whether that happens or whether that doesn't is irrelevant, right? We just want to build a game script right here that will follow what we're doing, right? So we're going to go back to the board and we're going to build this out one more time, right? So tonight we got Houston, and we got the Chargers, right? We know if Houston's on the offense, there we go. Houston's on the offense, that means that the Chargers defense is going to be on the over. If Houston's defense is on the under, that also means that the Chargers offense is on the under, right? These two arrows are correlated because these two units are on the field at the same time, right? If you're on the field at the same time, if you're on the field for a long time, you're going to get your props. No matter what, no matter winning or losing, you're going to get your props. You're going to get your tackles, you're going to get your assists, you're going to get your yards if you're on the field for more time than the other unit is, right? So in this case, we're taking Houston defense under, LA defense over, and then we're going to go over to passing yards, and we're going to start to take Justin Herbert. Chargers offense over. Let's check our chart one more time. Chargers offense, we want the under. Houston defense, we want the under. Chargers defense, we want the over. This is what we have already. We have Houston defense on the under, Chargers offense on the under, Chargers defense on the over, right? Hopefully this makes sense to you guys. I've never gone this in-depth in a video, but I really think this is valuable information that you need to know. Drop a comment if you don't understand. I will literally respond to every single one. I know there's probably a couple things that I've, skipped over in this video because I've been trying to go so fast and it's been kind of a long video. But hopefully you're understanding where we're going with this, and hopefully you're understanding that a 37x payout is absolutely insane for this, right? Because you can tell me this now. Because you've watched this whole video, hopefully you've been picking something up, you've been taking some notes, you're understanding this is how you make money on PrizePicks, right? You know now, the Houston defense, we're going to take them on the unders. So we think Houston's defense not going to be on the field very much. As a result, Houston's offense will be taking the field quite a bit. And because of that, Chargers defense will be taking the field quite a bit. The Chargers defense will go over on their tackles and assists. And because of what we said earlier, Houston's defense not on the field very much, that's probably because the Chargers offense is not going to be on the field very much either. Herbert under, McConkey under, Hampton on the under too. Now this is the crazy part. it's still paying us a 37.5x. Guys, PrizePicks is not payout shifting this at all. I've got no reason why. I've got no idea why. I personally think this should be payout shifted way down, right? If you try to take this on any book, on any Bet365, FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever you do, those billion-dollar companies that know exactly what they're talking about, they're only going to give you a 20x on this play. You're getting a 37.5x. So now we know, right? I'm gonna put the nail in the coffin right here for you guys. Let me see if I can go back here. Move this stuff. Oh, shit. Let's try that one more time. Okay. Move all this stuff over, right? So we know, right? We know from our math that 64x is really what you want, what you need, to break even with a non-correlated system, right? The fair value for this is 64x. The fair value for a play like this, if you go ahead and put it into a book, right, a sports book, the fair value for this is around 20x, right? 20x or 22x sometimes, right? 20x is the fair value, right? The 20x is what the sports book will pay you. Now, PrizePicks is paying us 37x. And I want to say it one more time to preface this. This 20x changes. Sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 18, sometimes it's 25, but it's always around that 20x range. PrizePicks is paying us 37x. We are now getting upward leverage on this, which is simply what's called plus EV, right? Here, the expected value is 64x, and they're only paying you 37. You're not getting money here. Here, what the fair value is 20x, and we're getting 37x return on investment. That is absolutely nuts. And also what that means is that this play isn't going to hit every single time. So if you come back here in tomorrow's video in the comments and say you're garbage at picks because this play just missed, you didn't listen at all to this video. This play, we know, hits around 1 every 20 times. So if you know you can roll a 20-sided die, and every time you get the number 20, someone's going to pay you $37, and it only costs you $1 to roll that die, you are going to roll that die as much as you can. That is a simple way of explaining it, because you're just getting more money every single roll. Even if you miss 18 in a row, 19 in a row, and you hit that 20th one, you have now lost $20 and gained $37, $17 expected value, $17 profit. That is exactly how you make money on PrizePicks. This was a super in-depth breakdown video, and this is the play we're going to go ahead and take for this Chargers-Texans game. Please, please, please drop a comment. Let me know. Doesn't make any sense. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope this helped.